Hey guys, welcome to Pages with Sidra. Today we are going to start chapter 545 of I Have 90 Billion Licking Gold Coins. If you haven't watched the previous chapters, make sure to check them out on my channel. Now, without any delay, let's dive into the chapter. By the way, Qin, which port is your cruise ship expected to arrive at in Fusang? Asked the Xiantian medicine ancestor through a message. Master Ancestor, the Guangming is heading to Yokohama port. I've confirmed it already. Good. I'll head there immediately. It's about 30 kilometers away. I'll wait for you at Yokohama port. Understood, Master Ancestor. Though Yao Qing was replying to messages, deep down she suddenly didn't want him to find her. The ancestor would surely bring her back to the Medicine King Valley. But the world was vast, she still wanted to explore and see more. That valley felt too small. If she stayed there forever, she'd regret it for life. Yet she couldn't lie to him either. After all, betraying one's master and ancestor, that was something she could never do. She was torn. Her heart resisted, but she still had to accept it. That's just how life is, filled with helpless moments. Meanwhile, after dealing with the third pirate ship, Qin Yuan dove back into the sea like a fish, swimming swiftly toward the cruise ship. Half an hour later, he silently climbed back onto the deck and snuck into his room. Then, pretending he had just finished showering, he dried his hair. At this moment, the passengers on the cruise were still in shock, voices buzzing in every corner. Even after 30 minutes, they couldn't calm down. That was terrifying. My first cruise, and we actually ran into pirates. It was too intense. Thank heavens for that powerful master who stepped in, otherwise we'd all be goners. Are there really people that strong in this world? Was I hallucinating? Or do I just not understand how the world works at all? 9 years of compulsory education taught me to believe in science. But what the hell was that? That wasn't science. Mama, I'm scared. I want to go home. Sob sob. Same here. I don't even want to go to Fusang anymore. Even though the threat was gone, many passengers were still emotionally shaken. Some of them even requested to turn the ship around and head back home. Normally, a cruise has a fixed route and can't just change course based on a few passengers' wishes. Even Qin Yuan himself couldn't do that under normal circumstances. But this wasn't a normal situation. The ship had been attacked, its hull might even be damaged and leaking. Given that, and that some passengers were asking to return, Qin Yuan felt their wishes should be respected. It was time for a humane approach. Captain Wu, go make the announcement. The Guangming will honor everyone's request. We're turning back. We won't be going to Fusang. We're heading home. But, boss, that request came from a minority. Most of the passengers still want to continue to Fusang. Doesn't matter. We'll refund the tickets if necessary. Yes, boss. I'll go make the arrangements right away. Wu Qinggong nodded firmly. Since the boss made the decision, no one else's opinion mattered anymore. Oh, and get me the full passenger list. I want to check something. Also, I need a list of all crew members on board. I suspect the 2 civilian helicopters on the deck were sabotaged. Find out who did it. Qin Yuan's tone grew serious. Captain Wu immediately felt a heavy pressure descend. I'm sorry, boss. This is my responsibility. I will get to the bottom of it. Please give me a chance to make this right. Don't be so nervous. Everyone makes mistakes. Just make sure it never happens again. It won't, boss. Wu Qinggong nodded solemnly and rushed out. This was no small matter. The emergency helicopters had been tampered with. If that mysterious powerhouse hadn't intervened, the 3 pirate ships would have meant disaster for the Guangming, possibly even the death of its owner. As captain, Wu Qinggong had no excuse. He had to deliver answers. 5 minutes later, a sudden announcement blared through the cruise ship's PA system. Dear passengers, due to unforeseen and uncontrollable events, the Guangming will be altering its itinerary. The trip to Fusang is now canceled. We will be returning home. Dear passengers, please prepare yourselves. The Guangming cruise will soon begin its return journey. The moment the announcement went out, over 3,000 passengers exploded in chatter. What the hell? We're only half a day away from Fusang, and now they're saying we're going back. No way. I came to Fusang to see Miss Yui's fan meeting. If we turn back now, I'll totally miss it. Dude, are you serious? We just got attacked by pirates, almost died, and you still care about a fan meeting. Guys, let's just all calm down. We're here to enjoy ourselves, right? Safety first. If it's really that important, you should have just flown. Cruises are for relaxing, seeing the ocean. And hey, we even got attacked by pirates and saved by a mysterious powerhouse. Isn't that an unforgettable adventure? Amid all the debates, most passengers seemed to understand. They were shaken, but not resentful. Back in her cabin, Yao Qin was stunned. Wah! What? Could it be that heaven itself knew my wish and changed the course for me? Meanwhile, the Xiantian medicine ancestor had already disguised himself as a Fusang man. He had just arrived at Tokyo airport. Since he had no passport, he disguised himself, choosing a random target at the airport in Shanghai, took that Fusang man's ID and passport, and boarded the flight to Tokyo. But just as he stepped outside the airport and was about to hail a taxi, a group of plainclothes officers approached him. Mr. Fujita, you are suspected of involvement in drug smuggling and murder. Please cooperate with our investigation. You have the right to remain silent, but anything you say may be used against you in court. The officers showed their badges and moved to arrest him. Don't speak your bird language in front of this master. I don't understand you. Now get out of my way. I have urgent matters to attend to. Baka, you dare resist arrest? Seize him. The Fusang officer barked in Japanese. But the moment those words left his mouth, they completely enraged the Xiantian medicine ancestor. He was already in a terrible mood. Qin Yuan, that damn brat, had played him for a fool more than once. His lungs were practically bursting with anger. And now these nobodies dared to provoke him too? You're asking for death. With a furious roar, the old patriarch struck out. Before the undercover agents could even draw their guns, they were all sent flying by a powerful shockwave. They hit the ground hard, blood gushing from their mouths. This scene left countless bystanders in shock. A suspect dared to be so arrogant in broad daylight? Was he insane? Calling HQ. Calling HQ. Requesting immediate backup. The suspect is resisting arrest violently on the street. Request armed reinforcements from the Tokyo Metropolitan Police. After taking down a few agents, the old patriarch picked up a pistol from the ground, flagged down a taxi, and forced the driver to head toward the port. The car sped off like a rocket, weaving through roadblocks and checkpoints. After an intense hour of pursuit, they finally arrived at the harbor. Just then, Yao Qin sent him a message. Grandmaster, an unexpected situation has occurred. The Bright Light cruise ship was attacked by pirates. Most of the passengers were terrified and have requested to return home. The captain has decided to sail back. We might not go to Japan after all. Seeing the message, the old patriarch's eyes bulged with rage. He was furious. Veins popped on his forehead, and he looked like he could explode any second. Qin Yuan, you wretched dog. You're going too far. Ehado, you dare make a fool of me again. You're driving me mad. It was at that moment that the old man realized something. There was something wrong with his phone, or maybe Qingtan's phone. Their chat history must have been exposed. Qin Yuan knew his every move. Once or twice could be coincidence. But 3 times in a row? Hell no. This was sabotage. Either the phone was compromised, or Qin had lied. But based on his understanding of Qi-tan, she wasn't the type to lie. That left one possibility. Qin Yuan had tampered with Qingtan's phone. With how advanced technology is today, and considering that Panga phones were part of Qin Yuan's company, it wasn't far-fetched for him to access their chats through some backdoor. The thought of being played like a monkey, lured across the ocean, only to be hunted down by a bunch of nobodies. The old patriarch was absolutely livid. He snapped. Fujita, this is your final warning. Surrender now and accept the Emperor's judgment. You are completely surrounded. Above, the rumble of helicopters echoed across the sky. 20 police vehicles had surrounded the taxi. The tension in the air was suffocating. Next moment, the old man stepped out. His veins bulged, face twisted in rage. You all brought this upon yourselves. I didn't want a massacre, but you just had to come and die. Then die you shall. With a roar, the old patriarch launched into the sky like a cannonball and punched a helicopter clean out of the air. While midair, he waved his hand, countless flying needles shot out like icy rays of death. In just 5 minutes, the entire assault team was reduced to rubble and flames. He wiped them out alone. The taxi driver was completely dumbfounded. Frozen. Stiff. Speechless. He stared with his jaw dropped wide open, unable to believe such a godlike existence was real. Amaterasu. This must be Amaterasu reborn. Long live Amaterasu. The driver jumped out of the car, dropped to his knees, and kowtowed like he'd found his one true faith. You filthy foreign scum. How dare you act up in my presence? But, since you drove me here, I'll spare your life this time. Humph. With a cold snort, the old patriarch turned and floated away. Now, heading back to the airport and returning to China? That wouldn't work. If that damn Qin Yuan realizes I'm going home, what if he just stays at sea for months and doesn't come ashore? No, I can't send Qin in any more updates. From now on, I'll track down the bright light myself. With so many people on that cruise, it shouldn't be hard to locate it without her help. That's it for today's chapter recap. If you enjoyed the breakdown, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated with the latest manga, manhwa, and manhwa recaps. Got thoughts on today's chapter? Drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear your take on the story. Also, if you know other fans who were reading this manhwa but stopped because it got axed, share this video with them. The more support we get, the more motivation we'll have to keep making these videos. See you in the next one. Until then, keep turning the pages.